This is a skill. Like, don't be scared of it. Don't be intimidated by it. It's a skill. No one learns a skill and then regrets it, right? And they both draw a parallel. Gwyn especially, he draws a parallel with like driving a car. Like driving a car at the beginning can seem intimidating.
Yeah.
Like you don't know the roads, you don't know the rules, you don't know how to control this machine that's at your disposal. But then once you've put in the hours, it could take you 30 hours, 50 hours, whatever it is, and you finally pass your test, you don't regret it.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
don't go, oh man, I wish I could drive the bus again.
Actually,
Oh
that's the
man, I
most
wish I could walk.
satisfying success.
Exactly,
It's the
exactly,
most
right?
satisfying success.
Exactly, exactly. And that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like human nature is that you respect the things that take effort, right? So
Hmm.
so this idea that Arabic writing or Arabic grammar should be like easy, like why?
Anything that you devote a lot of time to, subconsciously, you realize this is important.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why when someone says the Arabic language, it seems difficult. You have dots, you have dashes. Yeah, well, because it's going to take you a while because it's important. If it was
Mm,
too easy, easy come, easy go, it gives the impression this religion is not so critical.
exactly. Yeah.
It's
So
one of the, yeah.
yeah. You just value it so more. I mean, and again, you can think of so many examples, like just anything that you've had to work for, you just appreciate it, right? Like
Hmm.
if you had to work, like for example, if you had to work really hard to marry someone,
Yeah.
and it took you like years to get married, and you had to get over this obstacle, and that obstacle, and so was rejecting, and then you finally marry that person, chances are you're not going to throw that marriage away,
No, no, you're going to
right?
take care of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could go through bad times, it could hit the rocks at times, but you're not going to throw it away because you're going to remember, hey, I had to wait, 2 years to marry this person, or 3 years, or whatever it is. I had to, push a boulder up a mountain to do this. I'm not going to throw it away. So again, back to the Arabic language, that's the thing, that you're going to really appreciate it, and you're never going to regret that skill. So whether it's, and that's why I tell people, learn English grammar, learn Arabic grammar, learn them both, and think of it again as driving, and any other skill that you've picked up. No one ever picks up a skill and then regrets it and
I
says, "Oh
was,
shucks, I wasted 70 hours."
I'd like to say another point. What is Allah giving us in exchange for Iman and learning and the reward? It's, it's paradise, right?
Mm,
Why would we ever imagine this is going to be cheap?
yeah.
Like that's one of the things. Like, okay, why do people enter into like this discussion
Mm,
with the impression that God has to make things easy? Is that
mm,
how your mom raised you? Right?
yeah.
Everything should be easy for my son, my Habib. That's why you're weak and a failure and spoiled and rotten and probably unhappy. But when in anything where you're actually made to put effort, that person now values time, values money, values things,
Mm,
right? And is not entitled, right? When you want to do stuff and your parent says, "No problem, do it." What do you want me to do it for you? Right? Then you're not going to appreciate it, right? You're just
mm,
an entitled person. And
mm,
entitled people come to the dean and they say, "Oh, why is it difficult? What do you want it to be given to you on a silver platter?" Right? And I mean, recently somebody had this mentality and then said to me, "Well," and we're talking about something. And he said, "Well, then that means I could be punished and I could go to hell." And I
mm.
said, "Yeah, it does. Like, are you
Yeah,
special? Like,
yeah,
who are you? Right?
yeah.
What kind of upbringing did you have that made you so really enamored with yourself that nothing bad could ever happen and anything done to you has to be easy?"
Mm,
That's a mistake because you're setting a person up for failure in life.
mm,
The world, nature is not going to treat you like that. If you go out in the cold, nature is not going to warm you with some nice warm wind in the middle of the winter. Nature
mm.
is going to make you sick.
Yeah.
The world other humans are going to treat you like that.
But people just have to read the seerah, read the stories of the prophets.
Hmm.
Look what they went through for the sake of Islam. Look what the companions went through. Look what some of the ulama have been through. Right? It's like one of my teachers said to me. He said, salvation is a free gift from Allah,
Hmm.
but it could cost you your life.
Subhanallah. Subhanallah. Yeah.
Right? That's
Totally
what
true.
that's right.
Yeah, it's true.
Allah gives it to you. It's a free gift. Right? But it could
Subhanallah.
cost you your life.
Yep.
Right? You have to be prepared for it. So it's not you're not going to read the story of any prophet and it was hunky dory,
Yep. Yep.
easy street, walking
Hmm.
through the park on a Sunday afternoon. Never
Yeah.
was. It never was. So you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared. And that's why Allah says, "يحسب الناس أن يتركوا." يقول أعمال هم لا يفتنون, like being, I think it's the beginning of Surah Al-Ankabut, right? The
In the
people think
Quran.
yeah, Surah Al-Ankabut, when Allah says the people think that just because they say they believe, that they'll be left alone and they won't be tested,
The Prophet
right?
ﷺ said, the best of you in Jahiliyyah, the best of you in Islam. It points to that character
Mm,
is, in a sense, sometimes independent of theology and
mm.
beliefs.
Again, people, like you said, people, I've met people like that as well. People who sort of think that the Shahada is the end of it all, right? You say the Shahada and that's it. It's all easy street, and you're not gonna have any
Yeah.
trials, tribulations, and that's it. You just do you pray 5 times a day, and you you fast the month of Ramadan. You do your obligations, and it becomes. And Imam Al-Bulti talks about this in length in the Hikmah of Ibn Ta'ilah, in the first his Shah the Hikmah of Ta'ilah, the first Hikmah. The fact, the sign of you relying on your deeds, that you lose hope when you make a mistake,
Hmm.
right? You lose hope when you make a mistake. So so he says people have this sort of like transactional relationship with Allah, where they think, okay, well, I'm going to do the deeds, I'll do my prayers, and I'll do my fast, and I'll stay away from the haram, and I'll do that, I'll stick to the halal, and then you give me paradise, and you just give me a good. And it's like that's not how it works. This isn't a business deal,
Mm.
because and because the reality is the more good deeds you do, the more in debt you are to Allah.
SubhanAllah.
It's the other way. It's completely the other way around,
Wow, that's amazing. That is
right?
amazing perspective.
Right? It's the other way. It's good because it is, because who gave the tawfiq? Who
SubhanAllah.
gave the tawfiq? Who gave the tawfiq to pray 5 times a day? Or who gave the tawfiq to do tahajjud? Who gave the tawfiq to do umrah? Who gave the tawfiq to fast Mondays and Thursdays, whatever it is? It's from Allah, right? Because Imam Al-Bulti, when his daughter said, you remember, he said that he said you can never repay Allah for what he's done for you. You can never repay him. And he said not even the prophets. He said, in fact, the prophets are the most indebted.
SubhanAllah.
They're the most
SubhanAllah.
indebted because of what Allah has bestowed upon them. So it's it's only by Allah's mercy. It's only by Allah's mercy. And again, that's again why Imam Shafi. I think we've discussed it before. Why Imam Shafi says there's a beautiful line right at the beginning of the Risala, where he says, "Praise be to Allah, who cannot be thanked for one of His blessings except by way of another blessing from Him,
SubhanAllah.
right? Which in turn requires further thanks, right? In other words, you have to thank Allah for your gratitude. You have to thank Allah for your gratitude. The fact that you're grateful to Allah is a blessing from Allah in and of itself. And then you have to thank Allah for that, and then you have to thank Allah for that, and then and forever and ever.
Non-stop loop until
Yeah,
you realize I can never fulfill this shukr.
yeah, exactly. Because
And
everything,
that's the greatest shukr right there.
exactly, and that in itself requires further shukr,
Why don't
right?
we look at it from this perspective too? We got the tawfiq means the success, divinely aided success
Yeah,
to do the good deeds. But the good deeds themselves in this life have a very positive impact on us.
yeah,
It has a very positive impact on your psychology, on your emotions, and your spiritual state, because we believe that angels come and enshroud themselves around people doing good deeds, and that person ends up feeling very peaceful on the inside.